There are quite a few places in Yellowstone and even up in China, Alaska, where there are these narrow walking paths, and every now and then someone walks off the path, climbs the railing, to go fuck around, and ends up falling into a deep thermal well and boiling alive. They look placid on the surface but are extremely dangerous. Premium I am not the stepdad shirt. The really tricky ones are the ones that don't have a lot of grass or shrubbery. So the only ground you can be certain is safe is the ground. Premium I am not the stepdad shirt. Tank top, V-neck, ladies tee for men and women. Tank top, V-neck, awesome. Admittedly, the only swamplands I've ever traversed were mostly muddy, with trees but very little grass or shrubs. I assume that grass and shrubs were indications of safe terrain the same way trees were. But now I know that swamplands are nightmares to traverse regardless. Thanks. The only swampland I've ever been in was actually part of MCT training in the Marines. Premium I am not the stepdad shirt. Since Marines were regularly in that area to train, my constant presence and disturbance probably prevented much vegetation from being able to take hold apart from the trees. Was just gonna say to the dude you replied to the same thing. I've seen the same kind of swamps where shit grows on top and you can't tell you'll sink into it. My dad taught me to always hike with a walking stick so you can prod the ground if you're unsure. First thing I always grab when I go hiking anywhere. Official premium I am not the stepdad sweatshirt. Hoodie, sweatshirt, hoodie. This almost happened to one of my best friends. Thankfully she was walking her bike at the time. Was able to hold on to that and it helped her climb out. She had quite a bit of swamp anxiety and nightmares after that incident. Premium I am not the stepdad shirt. Around where I live in Canada, we have a lot of muskeg bogs. At first glance, you'd assume it was just a meadow with some small trees growing on it. In actuality, it's a layer of moss growing on top of mud and water. And it can be deep, too. Many a logging company has set up on top of frozen muskeg in the winter, only to have all their vehicles swallowed up by the bog when the thaw comes. Back in the 1870s, an entire railroad engine went under. Yeah, and it goes on and on and on. These swamplands are the size of. I worked in the oil field and spent time in skeg country. Can only really work the land in the winter. Once spring hits, there's a massive mobilization to GTFO as quickly as possible. Other products.